there are more than 10 million different species living on Earth. Explaining this incredible biodiversity has been moving scientists since the 20th century. Living beings interact with each other to feed themselves, to cooperate, and to compete for the same resources, creating a complex network that connects everyone. How can such a vast number of species coexist in equilibrium? How stable is this equilibrium? In order to find the answers to these questions, mathematicians, physicists and biologists have been using smaller ecosystems and creating mathematical models to describe the dynamics of species. In 1941, the biochemist Jacques Monod studied the culture of Bacteria E. coli, and created the first empirical model describing the consumption rate of a nutrient based on its concentration. He also discovered that, when presented with different nutrients, bacteria eat them by order, first eating the nutrient that ensures the fastest multiplication. This behavior generates a growth rate curve, with different slopes over time, named y-axis. 3 decades later, the mathematician and ecologist Robert MacArthur created the first mathematical model describing the dynamics of an ecosystem, composed by many species and nutrients. The computational biologist Paz Five and her colleagues, physicists Taylor Fumier and Wingreen, refined the MacArthur model in 2016 to include death and nutrient degradation rates, and more importantly, to account for the fact that organisms have a limited amount of energy. Because of this, all individuals have to allocate fractions of their energy in the best way possible for survival. In this way, they were able to predict the conditions for the coexistence of species. Also, they discovered the existence of key species. Key species are crucial to the coexistence of the whole ecosystem. When removing one of them, the community loses their stability and becomes extinct. But still, the model was lacking an essential feature. We know since Darwin that species have the ability to adapt to changes in the environment. This is extremely important when it comes to perpetuating their existence. In 2018, the physicists Pakshi Mori, Merritt, and Suez decided to add this trait to the Paz-Phi model. By doing this, the model was able to show the y-axis curves seen by Monod and understand in what conditions species have the necessity to adapt. However, this model is purely mathematical. We know that the fit of a model to experimental data does not validate the model. Therefore, there is a need for calibration of the model, using environments with different resources. The condition for the coexistence of species must be not only predicted, but also observed experimentally. And finally, the assumption that bacteria tend to maximize their growth rate needs some biological fundament.